What's everybody? What's up? I can't even talk. What is up, everybody? It is Monday, and we are a
Yeah,
minute with Stony Stone. And I've got a great guest today. We're going to give him a formal introduction here soon. But we are going to be talking about catfishing. We're going to be talking about salmon fishing. We're going to talk about Mayhew makers. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. And of course, I have my sidekick here,
Darren with Team Sift.
Darren with Team Sift, the one and only. So yeah, we're gonna dive right into it. Darren, we had a little barbecue at your house this weekend on Saturday, and so what do you want to say about that?
That was good fun. It was nice. I was wishing Anthony could have been there so we could just have a little friendly competition off the water maybe and do some cornhole or something. But he was a little preoccupied, couldn't make it, but it was still fun. Had some good food, good company. It was nice.
Yeah, and I am still playing producer here, so that's why the video looks a little bit bouncing back between me and Darren. Eric is back from Italy, flew in today, and he will be back next week, manning the switchboard, and I'll be sitting next to Darren next week. So, anyway, we are back. We got Kevin Brock on from Fishing with Kevin Brock, and we're going to find out what's going on with salmon season. Kevin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, glad to be here. Just getting a little bite to eat. It's been a busy day today, running all over the place. So yeah, this is pretty good. Roxanne made this for me, so that's good. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Sam. Hey, thank you again for having me on your show. I appreciate that. Very, very humbled to be hanging out with you and doing everything you're doing. So that was bad audio there. That wasn't me burping. That was actually audio flaw in the apparatus of the projection of the volume. That's
Okay,
what I'm sticking to.
I would.
I know when Kevin's tired, he just starts rambling. So
I don't even know where we went right there. Okay, well, put yourself in my shoes, and yeah, it's awesome to fish. It's awesome to go, and we're going like crazy. We got a shop we're running. We got we're living in a trailer down in Orville. We're fishing every day. I'm getting up at 3 o'clock. We're salmon fishing, which we'll start talking about. And it's not that great. It's okay, but it's just not like stellar, So it's not like we're going out and just whacking them, bam, 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 and then getting out of there. So we're grinding. And today there was some overcast and it was a little rainy. And I was trying to get one more fish, and the next thing I know, it's 2:30, 3 o'clock. We pushed the limit. We went out longer than we normally do, and that's okay to do this sometimes. By the time we get home, and then I got guys ordering rods, and then you call and say, "Hey, let's be on the podcast," and I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to be here. Actually honored, really, just to be a part of doing stuff. And then I look at my voice messages, and a bunch of pops in, and then Darren right here, he was going to come down on Sunday and help me out with some welding on my boat. Oh, hold on. It's time to get up. Here's my alarm for the podcast. I was a little off. But anyway, with all that being said, yeah, I'm absolutely tired, but it could be worse. We could be in Anthony's shoes. So so poor guy. But
this is
yeah,
a whole other story.
yeah, a whole nother story. But salmon fishing around. Yeah, so where it's open to the outer limit is the outlet up in Orville. So, headed upriver. This is headed up north. Boom, here's your outlet. That's where you can stop fishing at, and then you can drop down. Down to Yuba City, down below there, and there are more fish being caught in Yuba City and down there than up in Orville. There was
Okay.
like 12 boats out yesterday. I only saw one fish caught in, for the first, 4 or 5 hours. Then I bailed out of there and went fishing downriver. But, today there was fish, there were some new fish rolling. And so that was really cool. But not a bunch, and I think we're just a little early, but, people are still going and we're still catching fish and there's fish to be caught. And boy, they are beautiful. They're nice and chrome. But it seems like there's 4 or 5 different guys that are fishing down below, Yuba City, right below the Yuba River, things like that. And I'll tell you what, they're getting it pretty consistent. they're getting some consistent fish. So I think with this little pressure system we had today, had a little rain come in, a little drizzle, the king salmon fishing will just keep getting nothing but better. It really will. It'll just keep getting better and better and better. The guys at the outlet were casting spinners. A lot of guys were there casting spinners. I'm not seeing a lot of fish caught. One here, one there, things like that. So I think every day it'll just get better. Lake salmon. The last time we were on Lake Orville, we got limits of salmon. So the Orville area is, and now these salmon are on the Orville are 3 to 5 pounds, 5 pound being a big one. But old Rusty at Top Coat over there, he got one the other day. It was over 8 pounds.
Oh,
I heard
wow.
another guy, Tate. He got one. It was over 10 pounds. So that's pretty awesome. Those are big
Yeah.
fish, but far and few in between. But if you want to go to Orville, there's a few things you can give me a call, or I can get you kind of dialed in, and we can talk about that a little bit now too if you want. But Orville, the fish are around salmon around 65, 60 feet deep. You want to troll with 8-inch rotators, anywhere in the silver and green, green and silver. Maybe you should have some green on some silver. Maybe you should have some silver on some green. Probably your best combination right around there. And then run a 2 foot leader, a little white hoochie in the back. Put a little piece of anchovy on it. You're good to go. You're going to get some bites. Fish around the Green Bridge. Fish around Bidwell Point. Fish around the west wall. We call that, that kind of area right there. Seems to be holding some fish. There's a little triangle there you can go back and forth to and hit the 3 spots.
Okay.
And that'll keep you busy through the day and get you some fish. So as the Feather River goes, if you're on the bank, still your best chance of getting a salmon is to go to the outlet. It's not crazy there. Everyone's like, oh, negative outlet, publicity, yada, 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 yep, 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 yep. Yeah, there's yappers that aren't even out there fishing. That it's not that crowded. Guys can go out and throw spinners, and you got a chance at getting a salmon if you go there. You really do on the bank. Boaters, as of the last couple of days, it's been slow in that upper area. Like I said, there was like 12 boats out on Sunday, and I watched for quite a while, and didn't see any fish hooks. We went on down and found some, but there's a few around, but not many. But like I said, that Yuba City area, if you know that, and I don't know it. I don't even fish down there, so I don't know where to tell you to go or how to do it. I just see some photos, and here some guys are getting some fish down there. But there's a handful of guides that are catching fish, so that's pretty cool. So what does that tell us? That tells us there's fish in the system. There's fish coming. There's fish around, and there's more fish to be caught. So stick with it, and one pull down of a big 20-pound chromer makes it all worth it, and so that's cool. And it's just going to keep getting better, and then on the flip side up north, where I'm headed next week, week and a half or so to Gold Beach. Beautiful weather, cool, lots of fish. Every guide seems to be catching 3 to 5 or hooking 3 to 5 fish a day already. And that's going to get nothing but better. So if you're a king salmon fisherman, we are on the upward glide right now. We're not falling off. It's just going to keep getting nothing but better. So, we'll do that, woo, 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 whatever you want to do there. But it's going to get nothing but better. We're on the upswing. So keep at it. And I'm always up for giving information. You can give me a text. Maybe Stoney give them my cell phone number at the end or something, or put it on the bottom. And people can text me. They can hang out, and I'll give you information where I'm at, what I'm doing, the best that I can. So, but it's been light boat pressure. There's probably only 7 or 8 boats out today up on the upper section.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as they keep those river flows up out of the dam there, one thing I'm thinking about is where am I going fishing this Sunday? And so one of the things we've been doing Clear Lake a lot, but we definitely want to go out and salmon fishing. And my boat's a prop boat, so I'm not real interested in going to the outlet. There's some couple shallow areas there, and I've been there with my boat before. But I'm familiar with going out of Yuba City Boat Ramp. I'm familiar with going out of Boyd's Pump. So that might be something we do is go to one of those boat ramps with my boats. I know if we go to Yuba City, you got to go pretty far up to get up to the Rock Dam. And I'm pretty sure that's where most of the guys are fishing up in that area. And there's a bunch of spots along the way that we're familiar with. But the year that I ran my boat in the Feather River out of Yuba City, I went through 3 props that year. So I'm not interested in burning props up. So the weather,
That's not bad. That's not
no, it's not bad. So I know if that I got to go back in my records.
I mean, out of four trips, 3 problems ain't bad.
As long as that water's at like I think it's like 32 CFM or something, up in that 3200, I think we'll be fine. So I just got to look at the water flow. You go online, you can see what the water flow is. As long as it's pretty high up, we can get my boat in there, no problem. But we may go try to do some salmon fishing Sunday. But we got a tournament coming up, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But we're gonna have to go spend some more time at Clear Lake and see if we can get in those big catfish. So
You really like that Clear Lake place. It treats you good. You caught catfish over there. I think I really think you should buy us a house over there. Darren is on my side with that. I see
agree.
Warren's on with that. All barbecue. Roxanne will come down and fix us all breakfast, and we'll go out fishing. But Stoney, is kind of on you to get us a place with a dock for like 4 or 5 boats.
Yep.
And we'll take care of the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
no, it's one of those things. I got to plant the seed, water the seed, and talk to my financial advisor, my CFO of my company, and see if we can make that happen.
Yeah.
So Kevin, we talked a little bit about Gold Beach, and we have a big trip coming up, at least big for me, on August 11th. I've got Warren coming out. I've got Dave Mayo, my buddy Anthony, supposed to be joining us. I had 2 people cancel on us. And so that means at the moment we have 2 seats open that we have to fill. If you want to go with the Old Farts guys, spend some time with Warren and Dave Mayo out doing some salmon fishing with Kevin, reach out to me before we fill those spots. I know Kevin's actively looking to get some people in. It's so hot up there. I don't think we're going to have a problem filling those seats.
No, we won't have a problem filling them, but we want to make sure someone, that's associated with you or that knows you or, knows the group, and someone's like, hey, I don't know anybody up there, but I know you guys. And so let's go up there and we'll take care of you, something like that, kind of more, part of the family, kind of hanging out with us, and, if you've been watching the programs or following us or following the catfish or anything like that, and you want to go up there to Gold Beach, beat the heat for a couple days and just enjoy it. It's a beautiful drive. It's a beautiful area. Yeah, like I said, we'll fill it. We're getting calls all the time, but I'm going to hold off until we get somebody we know from around here.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is you're going to be able to be part of the film that we do. I do a film out there. Last year we were at Gold Beach. Go to Old Farts Fishing on Facebook, YouTube. You'll see the video we did. Some nice huge fish. We had a blast. I already have an extra room booked. A buddy of mine canceled on me, so I have a room booked. I'm going to release that room if we don't get somebody up there. But a room there at Jot's Resort. And one thing we did last year is we stayed up there and we stayed an extra day, and then we went on that Rogue jet tour up the river, and that was a blast. So if you're gonna go up there, definitely check that out. It was
if you're gonna make the drive, it's so cool. You just go all the way up in the canyon and on a big jet boat drive, and they'll whatever package you get, they'll feed you or give you a lunch or spin you around and get you wet, and then let you see all the wildlife and what the Rogue Canyon's all about, and then you come back down. It's a pretty cool ride. So
yep.
yeah,
We had Roxanne with us last time we went.
Yeah, I highly recommend that. So
yeah, we saw some bear up there. We like Kevin said, we had a great lunch. The challenge for me that weekend is the Catfish Bash was supposed to be August 2nd. We looked at the permits and they changed the permit on us, pushed it out a week. And now I'm going to basically leave my house on Friday, go up to Clear Lake, spend Saturday doing the Catfish Bash, get up early morning on Sunday, drop my boat at Anthony's house, and then make our way up to Oregon, to go salmon fishing on Monday. So it's going to be a whirlwind tour of catfishing, salmon fishing, and a good old time. So lots of video going to be recorded and getting out there. So we look forward to it. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping we can all sit down and do a little video on how we prepare some salmon and barbecue, and we can all hang out together. And well, Darren, why aren't you going?
Yeah, too short a notice, or I'd be going.
Okay. I was gonna say, well, what in the world? Why aren't you going? I know.
We
Yeah,
went
it's
up there a couple of years ago for my wife's birthday, and we went out on there. We went on to do the salmon. She caught one that's probably, I don't know, 10 pounds, a little guy. But she was excited. She's happy she caught a salmon, and I'd love to take her back up there and have her get into one of those 20, 25 pounders, and then see what she does.
yeah.
She'll see what a salmon's all about then. You know. But this time was just a little bit too short a notice for me and her to get the time off, or we'd be going.
Gotcha. I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, so Kevin, if someone wants to book a trip with you, I know you're a busy guy. You're fishing down here in the Feather. You're heading up to Oregon. What's the best way to get a hold of you to book a trip with you and experience some fun?
Right now, our email through our website's a good way, but that takes some time. When I'm on the water all the time, by the time I get service and get back and respond, and it gets to you, it's a day in, day out. Technology's so great, but it still takes forever. But a text message, even when I'm fishing or rewrapping a plug or doing something like that, I can say, yeah, I'll get you in. I'll call you tonight, or something like at least some sort of communication to you. So it seems like text messaging works pretty good. So if someone wants to get a hold of me, they can, text me at 530-570-8057. That's directly to me. It doesn't go to the office, doesn't go to the 800 number. Again, 530-570-8057. And that's probably the best way to get, an immediate response. And just because traveling and moving around, bouncing around, it's communication is tough. I'll always get back with you one way or another. But but if you got a block call or something like that, you got to leave a message, because otherwise my phone won't pick it up.
Well, sounds great. Well, Kevin, it's always great having you on. I know, you guys that are watching, I do a podcast with Kevin on Thursday called Real Talk with Kevin Brock at
7 o'clock.
See, he's got
there. Well, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. It's Real Talk with Kevin Brock at 7 o'clock. And basically, we just cover what's going on, a little fishing report for our area. We take callers, we take questions, anything just to help people out, let them know what's going on for right now. So that's pretty cool. And Stoney, hats off to you for that. I also wanted to give you a little bit of prop. Stoney, the guys jumped in the boat today, and they're like, "Man, I've been seeing you on that Old Farts Fishing guys page, with some video." Not only that, we pull up, we float down. Okay, I got two more of those. So we float down river. We're reeling our lines in. A guy on the bank's like, "Hey, you're that guy on Old Farts Fishing," as I'm floating by. And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, and you got all your product up there in Chico in that tackle box." So we get a double dinger right there. Nice. Then I pull up, say goodbye to my guys, take care of them, take care of everything. Some guy comes walking down. And this is always, did I run over somebody's line on accident? Did I do something? Did I cut them off at the gas station at 3:30 this morning? I don't know. If I did, I don't mean to. There's no ill intent in me. But accidents happen. Anyway, so the guy comes walking down, says, "Hey, Kevin." I says, "Yeah." He says, "My name's Mark, and I wanted to personally thank you for all the information that you're giving on Old Farts Fishing. And we truly appreciate the tackle box being local in Chico and you keeping the prices fair and not gouging the average guy." And I'm like, there you go, man. Thank you very much. But we're just trying to do our best here. We're just trying to keep going and give back to people. So 3 different people today, and that was just people that said stuff. Oh, here's a 4th one. Guy comes by in a boat, anchors above me, and says, "Hey, let's see if this Kevin Brock plug works." Da da da. So he had bought a Kevin Brock plug, and was fishing with it. I don't know if it worked for him or not, and who knows. But the point being is that out of today, that was 4 interactions with people based off of just us giving back a little bit and spending some time. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I'm tired, you're tired, but it's worth it. It really is. It's a kind thing to do, and I feel good about it. And I think God gives us enough energy, and it's a good thing. So yeah, I feel good about it. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and I thank you for involving me with that.
No, it's meant to be. There's you guys go back to some of our old podcasts. There's a lot of stories about how Kevin and I, started working together, and it's just meant. It just works. We like to give back. The Old Farts brand is really taking off, and it's all about giving back to the community and supporting fishing, and it's just about getting people on. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, just reach out to me. Our guest list is dwindling a little bit because I haven't been pushing because we had a big push through June and July. But now, it's kind of thin. I do need to reach out to some people. But if you're a guide or a fisherman or you just want to get on and be a guest, I got one of the catfish guys that's coming on here soon. And we'll get you on and we'll just talk fishing. We're just having a good time. We learn and grow. And, Kevin, I appreciate you getting on. You're welcome to stay on and listen to all the catfish stuff, or you can go get off and go do what you got to do. I know you got an early rise tomorrow to go fishing again, but I love you taking the time out of your day to just get on and just talk fishing.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you, Darren, for hanging out and helping out and being a friend and a person that you can trust and rely on to everybody. We just really appreciate it a lot. Yeah, thanks, Tony. Thanks, Darren, and we appreciate you having us here. And God bless you all. And let's just keep going, keep fishing, and that's what it's about, man. It's just about getting people on some fish. It's just a little part of what we do in our world that just, I don't even know how to explain it. The hustle and the bustle and the craziness of the world and the negativity and everything. And it's just when you're out on the water, you bring a little bit positive back and you can just give a little bit and you can just be like, yeah, this is how God created it. This is how it is. This is nice out here. And it's okay. It's okay to give back. It's a good thing. And we have a good time. And who doesn't like catching a big fish? I mean, let's be honest. Everybody likes catching a big fish. So yeah, that's what we'll get. I mean, that's bottom line. So, all right.
Stoney doesn't know a lot about that though, but
Oh no, he's doing good. He's doing. I love watching this podcast and the way we talk because I'm probably the same way. It's a little delayed, so the mouth works different than the words because I'm always used to reading lips on the boat all the time for people. So it's totally so I'm like reading before the voice sounds out. So it's kind of funny to watch. So that also has to do with sleep deprivation. Deprivation is what I was looking for there. We'll get it. All right.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna eat my dinner right here. This is deer. This is deer steak that Roxanne made me, a lovely wife, and I need to eat that to keep my energy going. But no, I'll stay on, but I don't know if I want to be eating. That's kind of rude for me to be eating in front of everybody else. So
that's all right. You can stay on. I'm just going to turn your camera off, and then you'll still
perfect.
hear everything else, and we're good to go. So,
Okay, perfect.
Kevin,
All
thank you
right.
again
thank you.
for coming on. And I just got to figure out how to do some of this stuff. Normally, I rely
God
on.
bless you. God bless you all. Yeah, you okay? You got
I'm good. I'm good.
okay.
I'm going to sit here and as I figure this out, Catfish Bash is coming up. And I'm going to let Darren talk about that real quick as I kind of figure some things out here. But Darren, what's going on? When is the next Catfish Bash?
Our next catfish bash is a hot August night, so on August 29th, or on August 9th, excuse me. It's a 1-day bash. It's going to be a noon blast off with an 8 o'clock weigh-in. We got to be over there at Richmond Park Bar and Grill for a live well check. Start at 11, so we can do the blast off at noon, and weigh-in's going to be at 8. We got the early entry is $150 just for the entry fee into the bash. Not that much, especially if you're splitting it between 3 people which is what you can have for a team. You can have up to 3 people.
$50. Think about it. $50 at a chance to win. How much?
Looks like we got a $2,400 payout for first place.
Right. Now, that $2,400 payout is if we have 40 teams. Now, people got to remember that. Right now, we have 18 teams registered. We're 2 weeks away. Get your registration in.
Got to get some more teams.
Yep.
Because then you got the big fish. That's an 80% payout. So depending on how many people join that one, that could be more than the first prize if we're lucky. You know.
Yeah, and we've had that happen where the big fish is actually more because everybody put into the big fish, and that's the side pot. Yep. So that just kind of grows and grows and grows.
Yep, it does. And then we got the blind bogey.
So what is the blind bogey?
The blind bogey is a weight that they just pick randomly out of the hat. And at the end of the bash, they'll read out that weight, and whoever's team comes closest to that weight will win that blind bogey, which could be a pretty healthy payout too. What was the last one? I can't remember.
I'm an old fart. I don't remember. Yeah, it was a pretty big payout. I have a
hard time remembering what yesterday was.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we got the big fish is says we're at $1,600 right now, and then the blind bogey says $800. So that's you get that $800, just get that blind bogey. You've already paid for your next catfish bash too.
Yeah, so we try to make it fun, try to make it exciting. Jake puts on a great tournament. I got a big shout out to Richard with Permits and Development. You know, Richard Moutry is a big sponsor of a lot of the things going on at Clear Lake. He sponsors the bash. He sponsors, I think he's a part in Tule Lake guys now, out with their bow fishing tournament that they do. And Richard's got his own tournament coming up, the Catfish Classic coming up, the Channel Cat Catfish Classic.
Channel Cat Classic, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the 3 C's, triple C's as we call it.
Triple C tournament. That's what I like to call it at least.
Yep. So go on Facebook, look under the Channel Cat Catfish Classic, and go check him out. His dates are announced, but along those lines, we have some dates of our own. Let me go pull this up here. I've been trying to. Again,
dates for next year, right?
I got our dates for next year. I'm just trying to find it here on my little trusty computer here. And so the 2026 season has been announced. It's on the Catfish Bash page. But we do have our dates set for 2026. So January 10th will be the New Year's Bash. That's going to be the start of everything. For you guys that are following that do the bashes, there is a championship that'll happen in December. All the teams that are competing are placed in to qualify based on the biggest weights. We will have 10 teams that transfer to the championship, 5 teams that'll be a wild card. So even though you didn't make the weight, you have a chance to get it. And I believe the way we're working that is we're going to go through all the bashes, and every bash that you fished, if you didn't make the championship, you will get an entry into the tournament. So if you fished all the tournaments but you didn't happen to do well, you're going to get that many entries. So if you fished 5 tournaments, you're going to get 5 entries. We're going to put it on a wheel. We're going to do it live on the podcast. We'll spin the wheel and boom, you'll get in. As soon as your name is picked, your name is removed from the rest of the names, and then we'll spin again, and we'll keep doing that until we have 5 teams. Now, the other way you get into that is just because you qualified doesn't mean that you get an automatic transfer. You got to put your money where your mouth is, put the money in. If you decide for some reason you can't afford it or you don't want to do it, well, guess what? That just opened up another seat. So we're going to go down the list in the top 10, then we're going to go to the top 5, start collecting some money. And if you can't pay, don't want to pay, or whatever it is, we're just going to go down the list until we fill 15 spots. So that's one way. The second way is we're going to have a second category, and that's for everybody else. So it's kind of the runner-up. I don't know, Darren, what were you thinking about? You got the championship, but you also got this runner-up class, or the people who didn't make the championship, but they're going to be able to fish too. And they're going to have their own category that they're going to compete in. So we're hoping for that December tournament, we're going to have a lot of boats out there. And the nice thing about December is I feel the bite is better in December than it is in August.
Definitely better. Definitely better.
Right? So we've got January 10th, the New Year Bash. Then March 7th, we have the March Madness Bash. Now, why do we call it March Madness? Well, for all you basketball players, that's where they have basketball stuff. So we just picked that name. March Madness. May 30th, we have the Memorial Day Bash, Memorial Bash, should say. And then July 11th is the Independence Bash. You kind of see a theme here. I'm picking on holidays that show up through those things. September 12th, there was no real holidays. I think they had what was it in September? There was what's not Memorial Day? What's the next one? Is Labor Day. I didn't want to have a Labor Day bash, so I decided to call it the Working Man Bash. The Working Man Bash. And then the 21st is a championship invitational, which will be just kind of what we do this year on the championship. But there you have it. Go to Facebook, look under the Catfish Bash page to see all those things going on. And it's going to be a great time.
Hopefully, you just got to keep those numbers coming in.
Yep.
Got to get people registering so we can get that 40 spots filled up, because that'd make a really interesting tournament with 40 boats in there.
Yep.
You know.
And for the record, I think Old Farts has actually beat Team Sid finally.
You did beat us in that last one. It was we were down a guy on our ringer was home that day, so we didn't get to have him out there on the boat with us, which you're very lucky, and you're welcome. I think if we would have had Chad, we could have got you.
Yeah, it's possible. But, I've got a ringer of my own that says he's coming. We're going to find out. And when you see me show up with our ringer, because you're going to have a 3-man team, we've been fishing with 2, but it's time to pull in some heat. So I got some heat coming in that hopefully is going to help us get some fish.
Hopefully, because I'm definitely going to get some fish this next weekend.
So it's on, Darren. We got those side bets going on. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
The one big thing is the wall behind Darren is, if you look at that wall of all those pictures, you see Darren's picture on there.
Just one. So far.
The deal is, every tournament that Darren beats us, he gets another picture on the wall.
Yep. And it might not even be me. It might be Chad. Could be my wife up there. Just one of the team members. Could be a group picture, Who knows?
Yeah, we'll
Us
see.
holding all them big fish that we beat you with,
This is true.
But yeah.
So catfishing is definitely taking off. And so if you guys haven't entered yet, I'll be putting on this post-production. When you watch this, hit YouTube, hit Facebook later. There'll be a little QR code, a little flyer. Get those registrations in. It's going to be a blast. Help us reach 40 teams. Like, subscribe, share, get all that information out there for everybody.
Yep.
And I'd love to see Kevin out there doing some catfishing with his nice boat.
That'd be fun, especially with those Cape Rock rods. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, those Cape Rock rods are so much fun to catch catfish on.
Yep, they are.
Yep. And I believe Warren's kind of been playing with those catfish, Kevin Brock's rods. I know Dave Mayo has been. And I think Ken bought some. Ken got some of those rods on. Ken, are you there? I think he's there. I know he's watching. I don't have him muted, so Ken can talk anytime he wants. But I know Ken's been running those rods on a few different things. I'm not sure if he's running them for catfishing, but I know he's been running them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been running for catfish, but in my play rods, not my tournament rods.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a reason, right? There's a reason. And I'm on the same boat as Ken is when it's tournament time, you want that hook and big rod, you want that stiffer rod, because you want to horse that fish in. You don't want to sit there and fight it for forever. But if you're out there fun fishing, the Cape Rock rods are a blast, because you can feel every little tug, and it is a blast. You want to get somebody, you're going to have us have some fun. Use that Cape Rock rod, and you're going to have a blast.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
But, yep.
I kind of do the same way, but I kind of do it different. Not that I want to hook them in. I just want that fish to do what I want it to do. When you got 6 rods out there, I don't want that fish to tell me where it wants to go. I want to tell that fish where to go. That's why I'm running 60-pound braid, 100-pound leaders. I tell that fish where I want them, so it doesn't cause issues with my other lines.
Yeah. So Ken, you got something going on right now. I don't know if you posted it yet. I think you did post something about your catfish deal, didn't you?
Yeah, I also posted on Old Farts Fish, but for some reason my buddy won't approve my post on
Oh.
the page.
So talk about it. I'm gonna go do it right now while we're talking. What's your deal going on?
After the August tournament, if I do not qualify for the championship, I will have a turnkey tournament package for sale. That package will include six matching rods, six matching reels, between 20 and 30 pre-tied fishing floats, approximately 10 to 20 dragon weights, approximately 6 to 8 planer boards. Will also come with a 150 quart live well that is plumbed for oxygen, and it will come with oxygen and the oxygen regulator. And if anybody doesn't know what oxygen does to fish, it wakes the fish up. The fish would be more pissed off when you take them out at the end of the day than they were when you put them in. And that bottle will give you approximately about 3 years worth of use of oxygen if you remember to turn it off and have it at the right setting, all for one price. I haven't figured out what that price, and it's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be a fair price.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
got to pay to play, is like I like to say.
Yeah.
It'll be a turnkey, ready to go, proven system.
Yeah.
And like I said, if nobody knows that oxygen in the live well, I run strictly 100% oxygen. It's night and day. I've had a couple of fish struggle in my boat live well. 30 minutes of my live well, they'll biting you when you're pulling them out.
Yeah, that's a good deal, and because I'm an old fart trying to run the switchboard and deal with this, I will do it as soon as I get off the podcast. Ken, I'll go look for that and get that thing out there so everybody can see it. But Ken is amazing. He's been huge into the catfish world and supporting things, and I talk to him a few times a week, just on various different things. So I like to call him Papa Ken. He's now retired. He's joined the retired force of people.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
And he's looking to leave California, so a lot of
Smart
people are
man.
doing that too.
Smart man. I can't blame him.
Yeah. Um, so with that being said, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go next. It is a minute with Stony Stone. We got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I got Warren on. I'd love to hear from Warren here, see what he's been doing. I'm going to ask to unmute Warren here. Ben never likes to talk. He just likes to watch. He's one of those guys who likes to watch and listen. But Warren, what do you got going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We went down to New Maloney's on Friday and caught 8 kokanee, pretty nice ones. Had a couple 18-inchers.
Oh, very nice.
And then I was going to go fish the river, but I didn't get around to it this weekend. So
Yeah, and you fish all kinds of lakes. So if you want to see where Warren's at, you definitely got to go to his Facebook page or even his YouTube page. He has, I don't know, like 5 million subscribers or something. He's got a lot, right?
Wow. Very nice.
But yeah, you want to see some good content, go see Warren's YouTube page and Facebook page. He's always going. I wish I can go as much as he goes, but he's always on the move.
Yeah. It'd be nice to be able to fish that.
I try to fish a couple days a week anyway. So.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Unfortunately, I live in California, and I wasn't smart when I was younger and saved money up to retire, so I'll be working until I'm dead. I'm going to have to move out of California, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to take a day off or two, but I've got to fish every day. It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Warren is joining us with Kevin out there at Gold Beach, and I believe you're fishing the Catfish Bash as well, right?
Yes, it's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Yep, and you guys have been following me. What's that?
You say we're going to jump from one lake to the ocean real fast.
real fast. And
Yeah.
you know, the only thing for me is I'm just hoping my back's gonna hold out. You know, a lot of you guys are watching, and I've talked to Warren, a few other guys about their own back issues, and it's no joke when that back pain sets in. It's crazy. I'm fighting my own battles with that, and doctors and our not to get political or healthcare system honestly just sucks. And you know, you got to be your own advocate. You got to really push for yourself, push these doctors, whatever healthcare plan you have, but definitely take care of yourself. And I've been fighting those battles. And the one thing they want to do is just keep giving me drugs, giving me drugs, giving me drugs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it may help, it may mask the situation, but I'm at the point where I want it fixed.
Yeah.
And for me, the situation is fixing it is surgery. That's the only way it's going to get fixed.
Yeah, but surgery doesn't fix it all the time either. I've had surgery and I've still got back issues, so as you've seen me struggle with my issues, look right alongside you. So
Yeah.
part of it is just age, and I
Yeah.
look at you and I'm like, holy crap, I'm gonna be that fucked up when I get older.
Well, one thing that they were upfront and honest and said, the doctor said that, with back surgery, it's a rule of thirds. A third of the time it works, a third of the time it doesn't, and the third of the time there's no change. So it's kind of like rolling the dice. So we're taking some gambles here, but at this point, I'm willing to try. I don't want to be hooked on these narcos forever. And for you guys that know, my safety meetings are on hold right now. Because I've got to take the narcos, and honestly, it's not helping. So, within the next few weeks, if they're not working, I'm cutting them off because I don't want to take pills just to take pills. So, if it's not helping, don't want to.
Yeah,
Hey, so
pills are not the answer.
Yes, sir.
can I call a timeout?
Call timeout.
Hey, Darren,
Yes, sir.
I've been around this planet a little more than you have a couple extra times.
Uh-huh.
That comment really wasn't a prep talk to Stoney. Hey, Stoney ain't gonna fix you. You're still gonna be old crippled. You're supposed to be his buddy. You're supposed to build him up a little bit.
I do when we're not on camera.
I understand the smack talking during catfish tournaments. I'm okay with that, but just let you know that's not a very good prep talk to your buddy who's getting ready to get on the table, and he's gonna start coming out, and you kind of tell him, well, hopefully the doctor won't say, "Oops."
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah, he's saying that now, but hopefully he's saying, yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna beat him is oops.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. That's kind of an interesting thing is that Darren and I are becoming really good friends. He's a co-host on my podcast, but when it comes catfish time, it's every man for himself, except for when he's fishing the Titans, and I'm giving him open suggestions and getting in trouble for it.
Yeah, correct. I know you guys are a good friend. I was just giving him a bad time because I'm the same way. I got, let's see, a knee that needs to be replaced, a shoulder that needs to be operated on, and a hip that needs to be operated on. And I refuse to have it go underneath a knife. I'm terrified when I come out, I'm hear the doctor say, "Oops," and I'll live with the pain before I deal with that.
Yeah, well,
Scary.
here's the one thing that I've told my wife is when it gets to a point where I can't wipe my own butt and I'm just sitting here, just put a bullet in my head and call it a day. So hopefully that day doesn't come soon, but definitely want to just don't want to be that way.
No, because then I get to wear diapers and my wife will change them. I'll revert back to being a baby and wearing diapers.
Yeah. So I do want to leave some time here to talk about another project that Darren and I have been working on. And I say Darren and I, but Darren's actually doing all the work. I'm just promoting a little bit of it. But Darren has a little side business going on called Mayhew Makers.
Yep.
And I want to give Darren a chance to talk about that. We'll also talk about the new product that we've been toying with and to kind of give an update on how that went the last time we took it out. And Darren, tell us about what Mayhew Makers is and what it's about.
Well, it kind of started with my wife because she loves to do her art projects, and she's got some things she does with epoxy, making charcuterie boards and different things like that. And then she decided, sees me doing my stuff. I've done a few side projects for neighbors and friends and stuff like that, and she came up with the name Mayhew Makers. So we kind of ran with that, and we like it because it's got a good ring to it. And so then we were out there at the lake and Stoney showed me this neat little thing on a trolling motor somebody had. Won't say any names, but we kind of copied it, and I think we improved on it a little bit because we don't have to drill any holes or modify anything. It's a just really quick fix to set it up, and if you need to take it off, it comes off really quick too. What were the name we came up with? I can't remember now.
It's good that we did come up with the names. We did come up with a description, but if I stay on track, all of that information will be on oldfartsfishing.com. There'll be a page on there that says Mayhew Makers, where you'll get a whole rundown of everything they do and a few product pictures that we're working on. And that device, or SCAG or however you say it, is in, I would say, the prototype stages now. It's not finished, so we're kind of reluctant to put a few pictures up there until it's actually a finished product. But we are still beta testing, to make sure it's dialed in.
Yeah. And I actually was working on mine yesterday for my trolling motors. My motor's a little different than yours, so I got it all set up, and I had to do a few little modifications because I also have a problem with the front bumper roller on my trailer. I had to figure out how to get the boat slid back off. So little thinking and creative engineering, I hooked up a winch to the back of the boat and to a stump in my yard and was able to pull the boat back about 4 inches, and I got that thing fixed. So now I can actually adjust to fit the SCAG on my motor, so I can finish that up. But yeah, I think it's going to work nice once we get it all taken care of.
Yeah.
And then all the other stuff we can do too. I'm going to try to help out with Kevin Brock's boat, do some stuff for him, make a mount for his transducer on his boat, and then fix the ring on the front where he hooks the boat up to the trailer. We're going to fix that and get him all ready to go up to Oregon.
So what are the things you do as far as your fabrication? Are you doing aluminum? Are you doing steel? What kind of stuff can you weld and fabricate?
I can do aluminum with my spool gun. I've got a spool gun that I do a lot of aluminum. I built my own tower on my boat. If you've ever seen my boat, I built that tower. I can do some stainless steel work. I do have a TIG welder, so I can do some light stainless steel work. And I do a lot of steel work, whether it be decorative all the way up to structural. I can do it.
Yep. So, he does a little bit of everything. So not just boat stuff, but if you've got some decorative art things, his wife is really artistic. I want to say artistic, not autistic, but artistic. But they're a creative family, between the art and what Darren does with the welding. There's definitely something there. So, one thing that I've always boasted about that I like about Old Farts Fishing and what I do personally is we're all about small business, whether you're a fishing guide, whether you're a tackle shop, whether you're, like Darren's trying to start his own fabrication. I run a photography business. Anthony Sparks is running a carpet cleaning business. I do a lot of stuff helping him and promotions for him. And so, snag 'em and bag 'em. I help them get started with them, and people out there know Steve Johnson. I did a lot with him to get him started. Hook 'em Big Rods, some of their success. We built their website and did a few things with them, and fish. Kevin Williams with fishing Kevin. Well, I forget who got his name. His name is a guide name, but he does some guiding out in Clear Lake, and so helped him with the website and did a few things. So it's all about supporting the local small business guy to get going and build a business and just keep it reciprocal, is help each other out. So
for sure. And then we can't forget about the other volunteer work that we're going to be doing with the operation with Vets with Nets.
Yep. So Chris Wheeler is the guy that is our area lead person for Operation Vets with Nets, and both Darren and I are captains for that to take vets out. So if you're a vet and you want to go out fishing, you go onto their website, Operation Vets with Nets. You fill a little form, give them some information about your history and why you're a vet, and Chris will get you put onto my boat, Kevin's boat, his boat. From catfishing to striper to whatever you want to go fish for and whatever's hitting at that time. Yep. We'll get you out there for a good, fishing experience.
Yeah, it's always nice to get back, especially to the vets.
Yep. So a lot going on with us in the fishing world, and man, this time is going by. We still got 10 minutes out here, and it is a minute with Stony Stone. And like I tell my wife, a minute could be an hour, a day, a week. Every time she asks me, "Oh, how long are you gonna go fishing?" I'll say for a minute.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Kind of like the one last cast.
One last cast. It's always tell her, she's like, "Hey, how's fishing going?" I'm all kind of sucking. So when are you going to be home? In a minute. I'm going to wait till we catch a fish. Well, if we're on the fish and fishing, when are you going to be home? In a minute. Why? Because we're having a blast catching fish.
Yeah, yeah. It works both ways, don't it?
Oh yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
She always asks when I come home, and it's like, "Well, you've been fishing for all day long." And it's like, "Well, I only said I was going to go half a day." Well, half a day is 12 hours, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what I like.
So anything else? It's I keep looking up here. The clock is up here above me. Usually when I'm sitting next to Darren, I can see the clock, but now I got to look over my shoulder to see that clock. I'm looking forward to Eric coming back. He will definitely be manning the switchboard. He's been spending the last 3 weeks in Italy. So next week, I'm sure we'll get an update on how his Italy trip was. I guarantee you, he did not do any fishing while he was in Italy.
Probably not. Probably not.
He does have his fishing license, but what we're talking about, Eric, the one thing that I haven't talked about in a while is Catfish Wars.
Yeah.
All right, so Catfish Wars is still a thing. We're still grabbing footage. I've been keeping Eric so busy that honestly he hasn't spent a lot of time on Catfish Wars because the photography business for real estate has just been off the hook. So that's been good for my business. But he will get back to Catfish Wars. We've got tons of footage to go through. We're still trying to figure out the storyline. You guys that have followed along, Catfish Wars is not necessarily drama based. We're not looking at fighting and craziness. If you look at some of the reality shows, whether it's Neighborhood Wars or Shopping Wars or
Storage Wars.
Storage Wars or it's just a name. What we want to do is the backdrop to this is the Catfish Bash. It's really about the catfish tournament scene. And so anybody that wants to participate, you got something going on, we're going to highlight it. Is there going to be some drama in Catfish Wars? Absolutely. Not because we wanted the drama. It's just because that's the reality. There is some drama in catfishing.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely drama.
Yeah. We booted a few people from the tournaments for their nonsense. And we got some great footage of the nonsense, and will that be in Catfish Wars? Yeah, there's a good possibility that it's going to be in there.
Yeah. And we're trying to lessen the drama.
Yes.
Which is nice because it's a family affair. There's kids out there. We want them to have a good experience and love this sport just as much as we do.
Yeah, and the drama we want is not so much drama. We want the excitement between the healthy competition. And that's one reason why I think Darren and I, kind of started to work together is off the water, great friends, great camaraderie. We're doing a podcast together, but on the water, the gloves are off. Let's go. It's all about who's going to place above each other.
Yep. And I'm going to beat you next time.
We'll see. You gotta be careful. You got these new guys in here like Warren.
I just gotta beat you. That's all I gotta do is I just gotta beat you.
Yeah. Okay. You got Warren that came in and never fished catfish tournament, and the Kokanee guy took first place. Right?
I know, that's just makes my heart hurt.
You got Ben Harper, Mr. Hot Dog, a Bar S guy that he's out there using his hot dogs and Spam and all kinds of crazy stuff. But you know what? He's out there having a blast, and if that works for you, more power to you.
Yep. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's all about the camaraderie and good time and who can catch the bigger fish and who's got the bragging rights to the next tournament.
Yeah, and I got a can of Spam, bacon Spam on my boat that I haven't cracked open. It's my emergency. If all of our baits aren't working, I'm cracking that thing open, and last ditch effort, I'm going to use that Spam and see what happens.
If not, he's going to eat it.
Dude, that's been on my boat for a while. I don't know.
Spam does not go bad.
It's still sealed. It's not open. That thing will probably outlive me.
Yep, exactly. Spam is great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So Ben's in here making comments. He says, Love the wiener. I'm not sure how to take that. It can totally be taken out of context.
Yep, you were wearing his hat, I heard.
I was. If you guys look at the pictures, don't go to Darren's house and start drinking a lot because you never know what's going to happen. Somehow I ended up with a hat on my head that Ben thought I stole from him. But go look at my page and you'll see that picture of the hat.
Yeah. Good
But
times.
Ben's sitting here saying he caught one of the fish in the Derby using spam, so we know it works.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
So that's about it, man. That's where we are as far as the bash and catfishing and salmon fishing and what have you. And it's almost 5 till. I keep, that sounds crappy when I'm doing the podcast. You keep hearing this because I get nervous and slap my leg, and got to stop doing that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, Darren, any last words before we sign off?
Just have fun and stay safe out there on the water.
Yep. So stay safe. Be sure to, like Kevin said, we have so many people liking us, following us. Say hi when you're on the water. I definitely need to get some more stickers for Old Smarts Fishing. What we used to do is we'd give out hats, shirts, stickers, things like that. So I got to restock. And, if you see us on the water, just say hi. It tells us that we're definitely reaching people and we're making a difference. And that's what it's all about.
Somebody who's got a sticker maker.
I do know somebody who can make stickers. I think they're called Mayhew Makers. They can make us some stickers. I just got to get some time to sit down with them and get that going.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
Too many irons in the fire right now,
Yes.
but it's just a whirlwind of fun, and it's exciting.
Keeps us young.
Keeps some of us young, but young and still hurting and old. So
Yeah. But could you imagine if we were just like really old and just couldn't do anything?
dude, I don't want to imagine that day. The day I get too old to get in that boat and go do something is the day that I just need to figure out how you need to leave the world.
Well, that's when they just drag you behind the boat.
Or I just go get in a wheelchair, and I'm not a vet. They didn't want me when I tried to enter. They said I had asthma and said, nope, we don't want you.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys have an amazing night. Have fun out on the water. And it's been great. I appreciate all the support. Go to allfartsfishing.com. Check out our website. See all the links for Kevin's podcast, my podcast, a lot of fishing videos. If you're a guide, somebody that wants to talk fishing, let me know. There's also a resource page on my website for a bunch of guides that I support, that I either fished with or done video for. Old Farts Fishing is all about doing video. So if you want a video done on your boat, hit me up. We'll get it out there. I'm definitely filming with Kevin quite a bit. Hopefully get out this week with him, assuming everything lines up and there's room. And, I don't have too many photo shoots going on that I can't pawn off to my team. We'll definitely get some more fishing. But looking forward to the bash, looking forward to Oregon, and just looking forward to doing some more fishing. Final words?
Just go to Facebook and like and share that Standard Issue Fishing page team. Or Standard Issue Fishing Team page.
Dude, you're right. How bad of me to forget. See, he kind of completes me. All the things I forget, he remembers.
Every once in a while. If I don't forget.
Yeah, so Standard Issue Fishing Team on Facebook. That's one thing when I'm updating my page, I need to put your stuff on there as well as a resource. So you can go to the Standard Issue Fishing page out there. And we'll get it done.
And I believe we have a Mayhew Makers Facebook page as well.
Yes, there is. So again, there'll be a link to that on my oldfartsfishing.com. There'll be a link to their Facebook page so you can see all the cool stuff that they do.
For sure.
For sure. All right, I'm going to end this, call it a night, go spend some time with the wife. And I got an early start tomorrow because I got to drive to Yuba City to go do a meeting and try to drum up some more business. So you guys have an amazing night. If I don't see you on the podcast or hear you on the podcast, I'll see you on the water. And good night, everybody, and tight lines.